do my letter of expectations, and I decided to do it as a video because since I saw that this is more of a letter like to me in the future, I feel like if I save this video, I will probably, it's more likely for me to watch this video than to find a file where I wrote this letter that's probably gonna get lost in my computer somewhere, and then I'm never gonna read it again. I have done videos before, like for my family, and I always come back to them and I watch them. I hate listening to myself talk on camera, but I still watch them, and I think this is gonna be more helpful to me, and probably I'm gonna be teaching, hopefully, and then I'm gonna look back at this and I'm gonna be like, I was so young, I didn't know what I was talking about. Who knows? So I have the questions on my phone so I can answer them all. So the first question was, what do you think this class is all about? Well, I think this class is about introducing us to special education. I did take introduction to teaching, I think it was. I forgot, I took that last semester, and it was truly a very awesome class. I learned many things, and what I think this class is going to be about is just to give us a little taste of what we're getting into if our major is special education. I think it's about telling us of all the different things that we're going to see. Special education is such a broad umbrella. Like, there's so many special cases that I think it's very hard to just put it all in under one thing. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but I expect this to be just a little taste of what we are getting into, I guess. What do you hope to learn during this class? I hope to learn of, I don't know, I guess different techniques, or just to get an even bigger picture of what I'm going into. I have worked as a special ed para at 2 different schools, and I have seen different cases, different things. My mom is a special ed teacher, and she had mostly all kids in wheelchairs and with physical disabilities and mental disabilities, so I have not seen it all. I'm not saying I have. I've probably seen 2% of what it could be, but I am not going blank into what I want to do. I actually have an idea of what I want, what I'm getting myself into. So I hope to learn, and I hope to expand my knowledge of special education, which is not much, but that's why I'm studying, because I want to learn more about it. What do you have preconceived notions about special need learners? If so, what are they? What do you have preconceived notions about? I guess I take this question as what I see when I see a special education student, and I just learned that you see something on the outside, but as soon as you start working with a student, it just shows you a whole different world. What you see on the outside is really not what they are. We think of special education kids, well, people see them as kids that are not smart in a way. I guess I've seen very many people think of them like that, but when I used to work with them, it's amazing how much they know, and they might be behind on learning like subjects, like school subjects, but they are smart on other things, and they can even be smarter than regular kids, which is just really cool what I've seen so far. That I see something, but as soon as you start working with them or as soon as you talk to them, the whole picture changes and they just open up this whole new world that you didn't even think was possible for a kid or a student like that. What do you plan to do to be successful in this course? Well, this is an online class, so that is a little bit difficult for me because I am more like in person, but it had to work out with my schedule because this semester I got a job and it's taking full time. It's taking all my day, taking 2 night classes and 2 online classes. So I know it's gonna be difficult, but I can get through it. So what I plan to do to be successful in this course is that this is probably my favorite class right now because it's what it has to do most about what I want to study. So I plan to be very organized. I started doing this whole binder thing, like I made my own binder so I could have calendars and sticky notes to remind myself of everything that I have to do. I have the app on my phone, so I check it every time I can on my breaks. Whenever I'm bored, instead of going on Facebook, I start checking this I start checking this application. So I really hope and I really plan that I can be organized enough and I can organize and divide my time well enough to do everything that's required and beyond, so I can get the most out of this class, because online classes is really up to you if you want to be successful or if you want to forget about it and not do anything. So I plan on being organized. What are your expectations for yourself as a student and as a future teacher? My expectation as a student is that I hope to be I hope to be on time with what I am expected. I hope to meet what expectations are expected of a student. I hope to do my homework on time. I hope to put in my all into the projects. I hope that I can learn and get what is being taught to me and use it correctly. And I hope I can have an open mind to understand everything that's being taught to me. And my expectations as a future teacher, I just hope I can make learning fun, and I hope I have the right tools to give the opportunity to kids with special needs to go to their full potential. Because sometimes you might have students that are really smart, but if the teacher doesn't have the right tools for them, then they can't go really to their full potential. And I hope I can have those right tools for the kids. I hope I can have the right strategies. I hope I can have an open mind to adapt to whatever comes to me, so I can help my students be as successful as they can to reach their full potential. Will the kind of student you are now reflect on the type of teacher you might become? Why or why not? Yes and no. I think the type of student I am now, or the type of student I was before, like maybe when I was in elementary school, I was a really good student. I would have loved to have me in my class because I was always on time. I was always doing homework. whatever was said to me was what it was. Like, I was not a problem kid. I was a very good student, even though I didn't even speak the language when I first came here. I was in elementary and I had to learn English the first 4 months of school. And even though I didn't speak the language, I still gave it my all, and I'm pretty sure I would have loved to be my student. In middle school, I was also good. In high school, you started like slacking off. So, and in college, it was just a big mess when I first started because I wasn't sure how it worked out. I didn't do my homeworks at some points, and sometimes I was on point with everything. So, um, the type of student I am now, I think it's not going to reflect on my teaching, but it's really going to show me, um, it's going to give me I can put myself in their shoes, I guess, because I was a student once. So, if I guess it's going to help me to understand each kid, hopefully. I don't think I'm going to understand those kids that don't do anything because I was never like that, but maybe I will understand the kids that slack off or things like that. I just hope that me being a student will help me when I teach to put myself in their shoes and maybe work with them and know if there's a problem going on, what's going on. If they're really giving it their all, then to compliment them, because that really helps you to move forward. So I hope that, because I was a student once, I don't wish it to reflect exactly, but I wish it to help me to be a better teacher. And last question, what issues will you face in your journey to become a teacher? How can this class help you to overcome this issue? One issue, special education, I guess, issue is just being willing enough to be flexible with what students you get. I've seen that when I was a para, that I had 2 different schools. One of them was like the dream class. The teacher was nice, everything. The paras helped. It was a very good, it was a team that worked. It wasn't a teacher and the paras, it was just a team. We all worked together to help the students. We all understood. We would let each other know if a student had a problem. It was amazing. The kids learned a lot. And then I went to another school when there was conflict in the classroom. The teacher didn't know what to do. She changed everything every day. And that was a struggle for the kids because the kids needed a schedule to follow. And when you changed it up, they were used to having another thing. So we would have behavior problems. We would have kids not wanting to do anything. So the issue was that if you don't work as a team when you're in a special education class, or if you don't have any person, you're the only person, if you are not willing to adapt to different people, then in different students, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I did understand that the second classroom I was in, the teacher was new and she was trying to find the right structure for the class, but it was a lot of changes, so the kids would act up. But the difference was that maybe if the rest of the paras worked as a team and helped her out and would give their input, like, hey, let's not do this because I noticed that so and so didn't adapt to it very well, so maybe we should try this and that. I guess that would have been way better than everybody judging the teacher for what she did, which was what happened. And it was a horrible experience for me to be in that class. I loved the kids, I loved everything, but the relationship between the adults in the classroom was very tense. They would argue in the classroom. It was a whole big mess, but I guess it was a good opportunity for me to see the good side and the bad side. I wasn't just being, oh, special education is this and this and this. I also got to see the very, very, very bad side of it when the classroom is not set up and the team doesn't work as a team. So I hope I hope I can overcome those issues by being flexible. I know they're not all the same. All the students are not going to be the same. They're going to be completely different. And I just hope to have the right tools and patience and whatever it takes to cope with all those things. So, yep, this class for me is like the window to what I want to do. This is I'm opening the door to what my future is, because it is introduction to special education, and I am going for special education. So I'm excited. I'm obviously a little scared, but not as in that the classes are going to be difficult. That's the funny part. It's just I'm a little scared for which way I'm going to go. I don't know, money issues and stuff like that. Let's just see how it turns out. I decided to do this video, and I am happy I did it, because I know I will watch it again, and who knows how things are going to be when I am finally a teacher. That was it for this class. I am very excited. I hope I can be as creative as I can in this class. I love doing creative things. It's just sometimes that time doesn't work out with me, but I hope I can have enough time to do all the things that I want to do, and I can learn all the things I can. So I'm very excited for this class, and future me, if you're a teacher, good job.